the Planet's Champ TG3000, which is the follow-up to Top Racer 2, which was the follow-up to Top Racer 1, which makes you wonder why this is called the Planet's Champ. And even more weird when you think about the Western name, which was Top Gear 2, and Top Gear 3000. Anyway, our racers are now bored with racing on the planet Earth and have gone into space to find the best planets to race on. And would you believe it or not, they've managed to find a total of 47 different tracks, which all look quite similar. Now, Top Gear 3000, or the Planet's Champs, whichever title you decide to use, was the only game on the Super Famicom or Super Nintendo to use the DSP-4 chip. The DSP chip being the same style chip that was in Pilot Wings and Mario Kart and so on, which enabled the super slow processor on the Super Famicom to process more data to get a faster, smoother gameplay experience. And as you can see right now, this does scroll very, very nice. It's fast. In fact, it looks almost as good as Jaguar XJ220 on the Mega CD. It does look quite impressive for the Super Nintendo game. But unfortunately, the game is quite dull. Well, when I say dull, at first it is quite nice and it does pack a little bit of a challenge, although I found it extremely easy. I kept coming first without even really trying. But until you get to around about the 12th or 13th track, it doesn't seem to be much of a challenge, which is why it's a little bit on the dull side. And unfortunately, track variation doesn't change that much, and with 47 tracks, no wonder this game's got a password system. There's no way you'd play it in one sitting. So there are various modes of play. Main one being Championship, where you've got to go from each course onto the next and get the highest amount of points as possible. Also, while playing, you can get secret bonuses ranging from letter A to letter E. Example, a secret bonus A is finishing the race first with an active boost, whereas secret bonus E is not driving off road. And every time you finish a race, you do get more credits, and with the credits you can buy various upgrades for your car. So there is a point to getting these secret bonuses. So as well as the standard championship mode, you also have a 2-player split screen mode and a 4-player screen mode as well. Now the 4-player screen mode just would not be possible without the DSP-4 chip, but unfortunately, as you can see right now, it really does have a bad frame rate. But considering it is running on a Super Famicom, it's not doing too bad. The Nintendo 64 didn't do much better. Fortunately, the 2-player split screen option does look a lot better. Still not as smooth as the original 1-player game, but you know, it is playable and it does provide quite a good 2-player experience. In fact, I'd say this is the saving grace of the game. When I was a teenager, maybe around about 13 or 14, I absolutely loved this game, Saint Sword on the Mega Drive from Taito. But these days I'm thinking to myself, why the hell did I love this game? Well, first impressions aren't too bad, the graphics look quite nice. But I think the main reason why I did like the game so much was the fact that you could change into different creatures, such as a horse or a merman, even a bird. Doesn't stop the game being shite, mind you. I think another reason why I did like it back then was the sort of Rashtan vibe it's got. So let's change into one of the different forms. I think we'll go into a horse in a sort of Revenge of Shinobi or Super Shinobi style magic pose. Whoa, hey, look how far I can jump as a horse. Great. Now the idea of the game is fairly simple. Just get from A to B. But unfortunately, the B side is locked, so you've got to find the key. So you walk around the maze-like levels looking for the keys, find the key, go to the exit, and then beat the boss. There we go, I've got the key. And a lovely little arrow sort of points me in the right direction. Unfortunately, it always points towards the exit. So sometimes it can be a bit misleading because you actually have to backtrack to get to the exit, although the arrow is saying to go forward. I've just fell down the hole, so instead of going all the way around, I'll just turn into a birdman and fly back up to the exit. And here we go with the first level boss. Now, to be honest, the boss characters can be a little bit cheap. You can see I was just smacking him on the head and it took a bit of energy off him. And then all of a sudden he was blocking it, but the animation didn't change for the robot. Or the monster. Why did I say robot? Oh, magic mirror. As you can see, graphically the game isn't that good. The first level does have its good points, I think, yeah, especially the rock monsters look quite nice. But overall it is quite bland, but then again, for the age this was made in, it was pretty much average, I guess. Playability wise, the collision detection can be a little bit suspicious at times, but overall it's not too bad. I think the main thing that does let the game down is the actual reach of your character which you control. It just doesn't have a wide enough reach to get the enemy, so many times you can go to hit an enemy, you completely miss them, but they'll get you. The magic bell, the haunting sound will memorize the creatures from the black. Or mesmerize. It doesn't actually, it just freezes the creatures in a couple of seconds. Oh, that was short-lived, wasn't it? Now that's the shite of the week. Baruusa no Fukushuu. The first shite of the month, or shite of the week, or shite of the volume of the new retro core. Actually, shite of the show we'll call it. Yep, this is on the X68000, that wonderful computer, you couldn't really call it a console, that wonderful computer by Sharp, which never got released outside of Japan. And it's a great shame because that machine had some really ass-kicking arcade quality conversions. Unfortunately, this shite is not one of them. Okay, now what we have here is a walk along slash 'em up with one big problem. It's fucking shite. Now the main problem we have here is the collision detection. It is bloody awful. You can be nowhere near an enemy and you get hit, and enemies pop out of nowhere. Yes, you can be walking along and suddenly, whoo! One of the bastards is right in front of you. Yep. And if that wasn't bad enough, they just come and come and come and come. They never bloody stop. So anyway, the idea of this very first stage, which is rock solid, I might add, is to poke this trap monsters' eyes out with your sword, while trying to deal with these little buggers which are all over the ship. Yeah, there goes one eye, and we got to get around the other side and take out the other guy's eye, but it's not that easy because they keep walking into me. How am I meant to kill them when they just keep walking into me? Who on earth thought that would be a good gameplay tactic? And here we go with the highlights of the game, the story sections. Just watch the monkey. Oh, isn't that funny? Well, maybe not. Oh, you funny bugger. Okay, on to stage 2, into the forest, and this is all you're going to get to see because I couldn't be arsed playing it anymore to make when I made this video. Wow, I've got lightning coming out of my head! Great. It's probably from the migraine of getting bashed all the time by these bloody oncoming enemies. Now this level is really nasty because see the little grey pellet which you just dropped? If you pick them up, you lose your power. Yes, you lose energy if you pick up the grey balls or the grey pellets. And what makes it even more annoying is that sometimes they drop on top of you like that and you pick them up regardless. Ah, crap. Oh, here we go. Now you're probably thinking, why don't I just wait and kill the enemies? Well, you can't because they just keep coming at you. So waiting doesn't help either. This is Clockwork Night Pepperucho no Fukubukuro, known in English as the Lucky Box. No, this isn't Clockwork Night 1 or Clockwork Night 2, this is in fact Clockwork Night 1 and 2 on the same disc. Now what you may not know is this game features loads of lovely mini sections, or loads of little bonuses I should say. Now first up is a load of mini games. Now to access these games can be a little bit tricky, but I'm going to show you how. Go to the Boss on Parade title screen as you can see here, and push up, right, down, left, X, Y, Z. And you get this minigame selection up. Lovely stuff. So what sort of minigames do you have? Well, let's try them out. Okay, first up we have to ride the donkey. Hey, Mario Kart's got nothing on this. Oh, maybe it's got everything on this. Yep, that's it, you just go around the track and try and get the fastest time possible. Looks like when the developers stuck these mini games in, they were actually bored. Okay, let's take a look at another one. On this one you have to shoot 100 pen nibs. Or fountain pen nibs I should say. Easier said than done. Yep, I failed. This one's a bit like Space Invaders. Another very simple game, get to the goal by jumping on the bouncy clouds. Very easy. And finally the easiest game, just get to the end without getting hit by a fork. Simple, great stuff, eh? Maybe not. Okay, now you can also play as Ginger in the Clockwork Night games. Ginger being, what's his name? Pepperucho, I can't pronounce his bloody name. The Clockwork Night guy. Anyway, Ginger is his main rival. Now to play as this character, you go to this blue box here, which is highlighted, and you push up, down, right, left, L, R. And then you go to the main Clockwork Night title screen, start the game, and you should be playing as Ginger. Here we go, yes we are. So as you can see, the character select cheat works really well. And that's not the end of the cheats, we've also got a boss battle select cheat. So you press X 5 times, Y 7 times, Z 5 times on this Boss on Parade title screen, and as you can see, I can now select what boss I want to fight, which is very handy because if you beat the last boss and you get Kampeki Master or Kampeki Knight rating, which is basically the master rating, the top rating, you get a special hidden movie. So let's see if I can do it. As you can see, I'm going Ginger because he seems to be invulnerable most of the time. Even though his attack is pretty pathetic looking, it is actually quite easy to get close to the enemy and beat the shit out of them without getting hit yourself. Right, there you go, I've killed him. Now, have I managed to get the secret hidden movie up? Yep, Kampeki Night. In other words, a perfect night. Now, let's check out this secret movie which we got. What could it be? Well, we got a new title screen. Also, actually, if you play this game at Christmas or on New Year's Day, you also get special title screens then as well. Pretty cool stuff. Ah, now this is a special movie. This is what Sega called Clockwork Night the movie, but it's not really a movie. Basically what it is very early footage of Clockwork Night pre-rendered ideas. In other words, beta concepts of the game. So what I'm going to do now is just shut up and let you sit back and enjoy some very early footage of Clockwork Night.